Something occurred to me the other day when I went to an office to evaluate how the office was performing. It's something I typically do with some clients is I will go to the office, I will observe for a whole day just to see the dynamic, how the team works together, how the doctor works with the team, how they schedule, answer the phones, working with patients, present treatment plans, do examinations, set up for surgeries, just everything. So for a whole day, I will just observe that. And on the second day, we all sit down together, power of the minds, and I just give suggestions that I have done in my office or what we do in our office that are very successful. And also ideas that I've adopted from other offices. And in doing this, it occurred to me the other day that there's one thing in common that I see with offices that have a really good dynamic, a healthy dynamic, a happy team, a team that when I go, they say, we really want to help our doctor do better. Sometimes I go to offices and the team just despises the doctor. The team is just angry. The team is resentful. The team, they don't like each other. It's a very tense atmosphere. And those are the hardest offices because they don't want to be there. They don't care about the doctor. They're just so angry. So I have to first teach the staff about getting along and how to get along and not having the drama and how nice it would be to have this, atmosphere. I have to really talk and work with the doctor because a lot of times the difference is the doctors that have these really healthy dynamic teams are doctors that are okay with and have put into place someone in their practice that is their boss. No, they don't own the practice. No, they don't have a part of the practice. They're usually an office manager or someone that doesn't quite have that title, but someone that runs the place. And not only do they run the practice and the team, but they also run the doctor. And the doctors that are okay with this, the doctors that can just say, you know what, I went to dental school. I'm a fantastic specialist. I do what I do very well, but I'm not good with people, and I'm not good with all these women. And even if you are, I don't want to. I want to come to work. I want to treat patients. I want a treatment plan, and I want to go home. I don't want to deal with the drama. I don't want to deal with, looking at the numbers and getting stressed out and hearing about upset patients. I want to come and do my job. So these doctors have hired an office manager or have someone in their office that they trust, that they allow to be honest with them and upfront with them and not just be yes, okay, agree with them. They're not always agreeing with them. As a matter of fact, most of the time they disagree with them. They don't always say yes. They sometimes say no. I see a lot of times when I go into offices that the ones that are the most unhealthy environments are the doctors that want to be in charge. Whatever they say, they want to happen. They don't want to hear excuses. They don't want to hear anybody's opinions. They don't want to hear anything but yes. And those are just really uncomfortable practices for me to go into. You need to put that aside. You need to realize that you are a good doctor, but you're not a good business person and you don't want to do it anyways. So you have someone in your office right now, and it could be your assistant, it could be a hygienist, it could be a front desk person, it could be a manager. But you need to find someone in your office that can be your boss and sit with them and say, I need you to be my boss. If I'm out of line, tell me. If I'm being rude, tell me. If I'm not speaking to my staff correctly, tell me. If I'm not doing incentives when I should be doing incentives, tell me. If I'm making myself out to be a jerk in front of patients, tell me. Because your staff talk about you in the office and outside the office. Your patients will tell their friends how you were outside the office. I've seen offices where, and I've even been in situations where you're in surgery, you get frustrated, you don't have the tools that you need, something happens, and you're reprimanding your staff member in front of the patient, and that patient is feeling very uncomfortable. the doctor leaves and the patient says to the staff member, is he always like that? Does he always say that? And the staff members, yep, all the time, I'm used to it. That patient's going to leave that office and say, oh my gosh, that guy was such a jerk to that assistant. They feel bad for them. They don't know the whole story. They don't know they just know that you were a jerk. Sometimes you don't recognize the good things that are happening, the hard work being put in. You're working with patients, but this person can say, hey, we got to do an incentive for the team. Hey, we got to do something for so-and-so. Hey, so-and-so probably really needs to have a raise. That person can also be the person that you go to when you're frustrated and just vent and get it out, and let that person help you come up with a solution that you trust to be raw and honest with them, and they help you come up with that. Now, some people have spouses in the office and they do that, but unless they're working in there every day, I wouldn't really recommend that. Just find someone that you can help you run your business so you can work with patients and you can be the good guy and not be the one that's hiring, firing, correcting, not seeing the need for incentives, raises, because you're not always in those areas. It'll help you look better to your patients. It will get you better referrals. Your staff members will be your cheerleaders. They will appreciate that you are recognizing this or solving this when you're probably not the one that saw it. It's being brought to you by your boss. It really will help you be able to be the doctor that you want, to treatment plan, to do your procedures, see your patients, and let the other person run the practice, run you, be your boss, be honest with you when you need to hear it, and just accept it, that they're being honest with you, that they're taking the time to say, listen, you can't do that in front of the patient. You can't say that to that staff member. You can't walk around and just be doing this. Or today, why don't you do this? Today, why don't you try this? Hey, when you walk by the front desk, tell Michelle that she's just doing a great job. And also bring attention to you. Did you know that so-and-so got a great Google review? These things will help you. It'll help you become somebody in the practice that your staff value and appreciates, and also your patients. And they will get patients coming to your office. The staff will talk great about you outside the office. They'll talk great about you to your patients. Your patients will leave and say, man, that's a great guy. Those girls love that guy. Also, a good thing you can do is do end of week communication papers. Now, some offices have a box that they can go into. You can have them in sealed envelopes, however you want, but it's just a communication to say, how was your week? What are some things that happened that, we shouldn't bring into the next week? What are some things that I can do better for you? What are some things that we could have done better for our patients? Just get a communication sheet where they can download that to you and appreciate it. Don't be offended by it. Don't take it, personal. Really appreciate your staff taking the time to say, hey, we could do this a little bit better. Or, hey, when you did this, it was kind of uncomfortable. You can have them type it out. You can have them write it out. For us, we just give them the paper, and they write it and put it into my box. And I read it. The doctor doesn't read it. If there's something that I feel like that he needs to read, I will. So you can do that however you want, but you want to be able to welcome your staff's ideas. You want to welcome, to hear what they have to say, because a lot of times your staff members know a lot more about what your practice needs than you even need, because they're hearing the other staff talking, they're hearing the patients talking. So I definitely would encourage doing an end of week communication like that, so that you can know what they're thinking, what their ideas are. And they also love that you welcome that you're asking them to be that part in the practice. Like I said, you guys didn't go to business school. This is not something that you learned. And for most of you, it's hard to understand women. We are made purely 100% of emotions, and it's hard to work with a bunch of girls in the practice. And most of the practice are built of mostly females. So if you want any help with this, if you want me to either work with your office manager or work with somebody in the practice that can help you, we can all meet together by phone. Or if you want me to come into your office and do an evaluation and for a full day, just like I said I did in the beginning, I can always do that with you too. You can email me at Danielle, Daniel, at directorofdentistry.com. Or if you're seeing this on Facebook, you can comment below. I would love to help you out to find a boss that's best for you. You guys have a good day.